Hey guys, and welcome back to the It Is Written devotional series. This week, we are diving into the powerful truth that I have peace. We've already learned that we lack nothing and that we have strength. So this week, we're tackling another powerful one. So let's talk about peace. So peace is often defined as freedom from disturbance, right? Tranquility. But in the Bible, peace means wholeness, completeness, safety, rest, nothing missing, nothing broken. It's not just the absence of conflict, it's the presence of God making you whole, even in the middle of the storm. And that's the peace that Jesus was talking about in John 14:27, when he said, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives, do I give to you." He says, "Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid." And he said those words to his disciples in the upper room right before his arrest and crucifixion. Man, can you imagine how scared they were? How confused they must have been, because everything that they thought was about to happen was changing. And yet Jesus tells them, "I'm giving you my peace." Not a fragile kind of peace, not a when everything's okay kind of peace, but the same peace that we see later keep him steady as he walked toward the cross. And Isaiah 26:3 gives us the key to living in that peace. It says, "You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you." You see, perfect peace comes when our minds are anchored in him, when our trust in him is far greater than our fear in whatever we're up against. Have you ever experienced that kind of peace? I hope that you have, or I hope that you will. There are a couple of distinct times in my life when I can say that I have experienced that kind of peace, and they were in the deepest valleys of my life. I remember the night that I lost my niece. It was years ago. My phone rang in the middle of the night, and you know when that happens, it's hardly ever good. And as I answered the phone, I could hear on the other end the most god-awful sound. It was my mom, and she was screaming. And I couldn't even understand the words, but I knew someone was gone. So I grabbed my keys and I began that drive to Leland, which is about 15 minutes. And somewhere along the road, my dad called, and he was able to muster out the words, who it was and what had happened. And he said she was gone. She was 13. Killed about a mile away from her home on the way home that night. And in that moment, I knew that my family was stepping into a kind of grief that we had never walked through before. And yet, I really cannot explain it, but there was a peace that came over me in the car on the way over there. It was as if God himself was saying, "I have her, I have you, I have your family. Now get there and show them that." I'm not even sure that I did a great job at that, but that's the peace that Philippians 4:7 talks about. The peace of God, which passes all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. But peace isn't just for the tragic moments, it's for the long, lonely nights too. At the age of 40, I found myself separated. And I had to learn how to be without my kids, who I had placed at the very top priority in my life. Wasn't right, but that's just how it was. So those nights that I had to share without them, that silence was heavy. And the loneliness was real. And after a little while, after I began to stop occupying my time with the things that I didn't need, like YouTube and makeup tutorials and shopping, in those nights when I began to keep my mind focused on him, he began to show me who I was, not just as a mom or as a wife, but as his daughter. Now I want to turn this to you. I want you to think about those moments in your own life when the bottom just fell out. When you lost all control, there was nothing that you could do. How did you respond? Did you have peace? Even if you couldn't explain it, or were you frantic, trying to hold on everything that you could, hold it together in your own strength? You see, peace is available every single time to us. And that's why when I was writing this song, the lyric doesn't say, I have peace, and that's it. It says, I have peace and I receive it. You already have peace because Jesus said so. He gave it to us. But just like salvation, it's a gift and you have to receive it. So today, let's not just sing it. Let's live it. I want you to say it out loud with me. It is written, I have peace and I receive it. It's already yours. All that's left is to receive it. Guys, I believe in you. Thank you for taking this journey. I know all too well that after about 2 or 3 weeks of something, it's really easy to start pushing it aside and do other things. Keep pressing in. Remind yourself, you lack nothing. You have strength. You have peace. And you're going to receive it. Keep pressing in. Spend time with the Lord this week. Answer your reflection questions. Get away with Him. Don't neglect your time with Him this week, guys. Thank you for your messages. I spent a lot of time this morning. If you know me well, you know I get up at the crack of dawn. So I was up about 3:30 this morning, just working some, spending some time with Him, thinking about what I wanted to say to you guys today. And I spent about an hour reading through all of your emails and your messages on how God has strengthened you and how you're leaning in on Him. Thank you for sharing. You have no idea how much those messages mean to me. So thank you. Have a great week. Can't wait to see you next week. I believe in you guys. Take care. See you soon.